golf as the US PGA Tour continues with the MCI Classic live and exclusive. And we keep you updated with all the latest from home and abroad on Fox Sports News next weekend on Fox Sports.
Tonight in Fox Sports News, Parramatta winds back the clock against the Panthers.
The 15, the 40, he's going to go all the way, the big fella. He stumbles, keeps going, they're coming at him, and he what a try.
The Reds make it 3 in a row in the Super 12.
Flatley, lovely pass to Cobain. Beautiful offload by Flatley.
Pat Rafter returns to Davis Cup and takes the Aussies through to the semi-final. And young gun Aaron Badley misses the cut at Augusta, but the Sharks squeezes through to continue his hunt for that elusive green jacket.
Good evening, I'm Cameron Williams. This is Fox Sports News. The cliffhangers just keep on coming in the National Rugby League. After 2 draws in the opening games of round 10, Eric Groth has scored a last-minute try to give the Eels a 2-point victory over the Panthers. The old man would have been very proud as Junior scored twice in Parramatta's 14-12 win. In Gosford, the Northern Eagles suffered their first defeat at home at North Power Stadium as the Tigers got up by 8.
Opposite number, Daniel Wagon.
In Sydney's Golden West, the local derby, Parramatta and Penrith. The Panthers aggressive early, however, they were unrewarded for their efforts. But the Eels had no such problems finding the line. A long-range 4-pointer, Ben Custo with the honours. Luke Burt was promoted from the bench and after an indifferent season to date showed his brilliance to beat the Panthers line. But the movement was disallowed due to a forward pass. One of 4 passages to the line the Eels couldn't complete.
He's got some pace. He stands the ball up and Luke Burt will get another try.
6-0 and the Panthers were on the back foot for the majority of the half. That was until Chris Hicks cut loose down the right-hand side to go to half-time 6-all.
Hicks, he's got loads of pace. He's going to prove very hard to stop.
The opening minutes of the second brought back so many fond memories for the huge Parramatta crowd. Eric Groth, ball in hand.
He stumbles, keeps going, they're coming at him, but he gets there, what a try!
But the reply was swift. Against the run of play, Ryan Girdler levelled.
Girdler's got support on the inside, he's going to
A cruel ruling on a drop ball gave Penrith the chance to move to the lead. Girdler made no mistake, but the Eels weren't gone. Another 75-metre effort to steal the victory. Again, Groth the try scorer, 14 points to 12. The Northern Eagles, undefeated at North Power Stadium, played host to the West Tigers in an overly physical encounter. The boot of Joel Kane kicked the visitors to a 4-0 lead. Tries were harder to come by.
Picked it up off the ground. Has he put it down cleanly? They're celebrating the Tigers. It was a beautiful kick.
This is the one you've got to have a real good look at.
You've got to have a look at it in fast motion too. It sometimes makes it a lot easier to see whether he got the ball down.
I think he's lost it there.
No, I disagree. I think it's a try. I think there's enough downward pressure there with his right hand.
I think he's lost control of that.
You're right.
20-metre restart.
The visitors were denied a try. The crowd one of their favourites. Then, after 139 first-grade games, Jason Lowry crossed for his first ever 4-pointer.
Jason Lowry has broken the longest duck in the NRL.
10-0 at half-time, the Eagles finding the line in the 54th minute. Michael Butner, the try scorer.
Cut out ball for Butner. The pace of Butner. He does it again.
The visitors pressured the home side's line and had repeated opportunities to secure the victory. They were unable to break the Eagles' defence.
Nice set play for Shears.
On it, very well read. Yeah.
The home side scored a consolation try in the dying seconds, but it wasn't enough. The West Tigers remaining in second place on the NRL ladder. The Bulldogs and the Warriors, 2 teams lacking form, the New Zealand-based visitors on the bottom of the NRL ladder. Their afternoon didn't start well.
Getting up too quickly, it won't matter because they've got across the line.
6 points to nil. Auckland's execution was poor. Joe Vongano costing them the chance to level. 4 minutes later, his Kiwi teammate Willie Talau made them pay.
Who break the line and scores for the Bulldogs.
12-0. It was a similar story last week against Parramatta. The Warriors hitting back with 2 impressive tries in just 8 minutes to level at half-time.
Stadium and was almost brought down from behind, but will score for the Warriors.
The mistakes the Warriors made at the start of the game, the Bulldogs were making, and the visitors led for the first time, courtesy of Lee Oudenryn.
It's play on, says Mark Oden. They won't get to Oudenryn.
6 points down, and the news wasn't getting any better. Injuries were proving the Dogs' most difficult hurdle, so too holding the ball. But when they did, they were able to move forward. The points followed.
Sherwin into a gap. Got it back to Travis Norton, who got there. And the Bulldogs will have a chance to tie this ball game up.
18 all in the dying stages, and it came down to the final play of the day. Auckland looking for the 1 point, the Doggies' desperate defence denying them. The second draw of round 10.
No chance of a draw at Ballymore tonight, where Queensland's Super 12 rugby union season is looking a lot brighter after a comprehensive win over the Northern Bulls, their 3rd victory in a row. The Reds kept their line intact until the final few minutes and picked up a bonus point as well in their 34-15 win. Earlier, the Stormers jumped into playoff contention with a 21-point victory over the Auckland Blues.
They've enjoyed return.
Chasing maximum points, the Queensland Reds got off to a slow start. 12 minutes before the boot of Elton Flatley put them on the scoreboard.
Right on the button last week.
Another 17 minutes would elapse until the Reds booted another penalty goal for a 6-0 lead. Queensland had plenty of ball, but good defence and too many forwards in the back line made tries hard to come by. The Bulls also had their chances, but Yanni De Beer couldn't connect with the support. Eventually, in the 39th minute, the first try.
Another gift ball for Cobain. And a big chance here for the Reds. Horan pins his ears back. Tim Horan all the way.
Flatley then made it 3 from 3 for the Reds to lead 13-0. De Beer hit the target right on half-time for the Reds to go in front, 13 points to 3. Queensland emerged from the rooms with a new attitude, and just 2 minutes in, try number 2.
For the 5-pointer, Kefu. Close.
While the Reds got the points, Oz Durant, all 130 kilos of him, got his man.
Driving tackle there.
In the midfield, Tess Santos, Dan Herbert and Tim Horan worked their magic to set up a try. 2 phases later, Matt Cobain plunged over.
Flatley. Lovely pass to Cobain.
Flatley converted for the Reds to hold all the aces at 27 points to 3.
And that's a 21-point margin for the Reds.
Comfortable leaders, but the Reds needed the bonus point from a 4th try, Dan Herbert providing the inspiration.
But Cottingley's there.
The Bulls caught the bug, Benny Norkia finally crossing the line for just their 6th try of the season.
Easy try for Norkia.
The scrum behind 34-10, the Bulls grabbed another. Replacement Dion de Kock giving the scoreline some respectability. Full time, 34-15 to Queensland. Meanwhile, an intercept by Peter Rousseau produced the first points for the 6th place Stormers up against Auckland running 5th.
With those long legs.
Rousseau played a significant role in the 3 Stormers tries in the first half for them to lead 19-6.
Third try coming up for the Stormers.
After the break, Andrew Blowers hit back for the Blues to make it 19-11 before Dan Van Zyl gave them an 11-point buffer.
For the attempted drop goal, and they got the 3.
Winger Brayton Pulser stretched that to 29-11 when he crossed for the 4th try and the bonus point that comes with it.
What a magnificent try.
The Blues' Mark Dowd reduced the deficit when he forced his way over.
Dive for the line.
But the joy was short-lived. Pulser getting his second for a full-time scoreline of 39-18 to the Stormers.
In the AFL, the Lions are taking on Adelaide in their first match on the redeveloped Gabba, and they're doing all right at 3/4 time. With Alistair Lynch leading the way, Brisbane has opened up a 20-point advantage heading into the final term. This afternoon, Essendon maintained its unbeaten run, beating Carlton in front of 64,000 fans at the MCG.
Adelaide and Brisbane both desperate for a win, and it was the oldies leading the way. Alistair Lynch actually showing his age, a drop kick to kick his first. And then Darren Jarman, the man for the Crows.
Here he is in cruise control, and he should kick a goal.
Lynch was a definite target on the forward line for Brisbane, pulled down the first of several speckies. He then got support in the goal kicking from Jared Malloy, who began this run back on the wing.
Stevens gives chase. Malloy says, you catch me if you can. I'm going to have a shot at goal. And he does. And he finishes it off.
The Crows hit back. Peter Vardy finally getting into the action and kicking his second.
Vardy streaming past. Vardy bends back an absolute ripper. They are the Crows.
Then Lynch with another screamer. And again, this time more miraculous than Specky.
It's a battle of strength, and he's taken it somehow miraculously from behind. He's clipped it with one hand.
And just when you thought it was safe to relax, he flew again.
Target, he has 4 goals. Alistair Lynch.
That seemed to spark Brisbane. Sean Hart snapped 2 in 2 minutes. Michael Voss cleaned one up out of the pack, and it had enough legs on it to roll through for a 6-pointer. And McRae kicked this. Freakish start from Brisbane.
For the Adelaide Crows at the moment. Oh, McRae off the ground. Don't tell me he's kicked another one. He has.
And Essendon making...
Essendon last played Carlton in the preliminary final of '99. The Blues scored one of the biggest upsets then, denying the minor premiers their rightful place in the grand final. After a tight 10 to 15 minutes, the Bombers took off.
McGeary jumped in the back, was nowhere near it. Lucas marks.
And what do you expect from the man on the mark? Hey, what else? He takes the mark. Matthew Lloyd with his first touch of the game. His second gave him his second goal in 90 seconds. And Essendon with 5 goals straight. They continued the carnage in the second quarter. The fullback, Dustin Fletcher, joining in.
Runs to 50. Magnificent goal.
And the man who missed last year's preliminary final was making up for lost time.
Here's James Hird. Look out, here he comes.
Tempers got a little out of control, and you can bet there'll be more said about this as the brawl spilled over the boundary line. Carlton's Fraser Brown deemed the instigator with his elbow. When they got back to playing footy, Lucas was still taking marks in the middle of the pack.
Big pack of players. Great grab, Lucas.
And John Barnes, rejuvenated since switching to Essendon, finished off this movement, and nothing could stop the Bombers. Not a lot for Carlton to cheer about. This, though, did bring a faint stir.
Gino's been good since coming off the bench for Bowler.
To their credit, they made a fight of it in the last quarter, kicking 4 goals straight.
This is going to be a goal. It's going to bounce through.
Essendon, though, was too far in front. Lucas capping his fine performance to settle the Bombers.
Back Lucas, a one-hander. The juggler, 45 metres out. A big kick for the Bombers. It's a big kick.
After getting the margin out to 53 points, in the end, only a 24-point win. Hey, but a win's a win, and Essendon dominated.
Just one game played in the National Soccer League tonight. Peter Grierson scored the only goal in injury time as Brisbane beat the Falcons, which keeps their rather slim playoff hopes alive. It was too close for comfort, but Pat Rafter and Mark Woodford have clinched the Davis Cup tie against Germany. We'll have details next on Fox Sports News. And we'll tell you why Sergio Garcia was in such a hurry at the Masters.
And why do you think the patrons love him? Sometimes when you run after things, you get them.
Every one of you can call New Zealand for just $6 for each half hour. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. With Telstra 0018 Easy Half Hours. Telstra Easy Rates for every one of you.
watching Fox Sports News. He's waited over 6 months, but Pat Rafter's return to Davis Cup has been a successful one. He teamed up with Mark Woodford today to seal a win for Australia in the quarter-final tie against Germany in Adelaide. It was a really gutsy performance by the pair, which finally won 10-8 in the fifth. Australia will play the Slovak Republic or Brazil in the semi-finals in July.
Pat Rafter has always said his #1 goal in tennis is to win the Davis Cup. The former world #1 out to make his dream a reality this year after watching his teammates accomplish the feat in '99.
Rafter again dives and splits the Germans down the middle.
There was no sign of the shoulder bothering him, sharp at the net and lethal with the return.
That's all it takes, and Australia ahead.
Rafter proved a formidable combination with veteran doubles specialist Mark Woodford. The Australians up 5-3.
Oh, Woody, you're a genius.
And you really like that point.
The captain with more reason to smile after his charges took the first set.
Not that time. First set to Australia.
David Prinisil looked sluggish after yesterday's marathon match against Wayne Arthurs, and the Australians capitalised, gaining the early break in the second.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Woodford's timing also spot on. The Aussies in total control, closing in on a semi-finals berth after clinching the second 6-2.
Woody does it on his own. 2 sets to love, Australia.
But the Germans weren't finished. They turned the scoreline around to take the third, and all of a sudden the Aussies had a real fight on their hands.
Serious trouble now for Australia.
Playing with renewed confidence, the visitors dictated terms in a fourth set tiebreak and forced the match into a decider.
That's the set. 2 sets all.
There were nervous moments early in the fifth.
Oh, gee, cut that close to the line.
But Woodford remained solid, the 34-year-old's experience taking over.
Woody was equal to it. Goldner outsmarted himself.
And there was no sign of fatigue for Rafter either, this coming after 15 games already in the set.
Spot on.
But Rafter had to wait a few more games before his fairy tale comeback finally arrived.
One-set match, Australia, 3 sets to 2.
Oh, it's just really great. In the fifth set, they were walking out each game. We were on our toes, and the crowd were getting us on our toes. And this is what Davis Cup's all about, these sort of matches and winning these type of matches and the crowd lifting you. And you guys are just terrific today. And, you know, you're a big part of this win as well.
The Australian golfers have had a mixed day at the Masters. Greg Norman recovered from a disastrous opening round to just make the cut. But Aaron Baddeley won't be playing on the weekend despite being only 1 shot worse off. The Shark will set off tomorrow 10 shots behind David Duval, who heads a pretty hot leaderboard courtesy of a stunning back 9 this morning. Craig Parry's the best of the Aussies. He's 8 shots behind, while Norman will play the 3rd round with his good mate, Steve Elkington. And like Baddeley, Stuart Appleby won't be there tomorrow. He also failed to make the 4-over cut-off.
It may be a tournament steeped in tradition, but what you're about to see has no precedent. Sure, there have been better players tee to green, but none faster than Sergio Garcia.
Now will it hold the ridge? He might want to hurry. It's a Garcia trot to the green. And why do you think the patrons love him? Oh, to be 20 and playing in the Masters. Quick, Sergio, get the coin on the ground. Now Freddie Couples is... Freddie is jogging up.
The Spaniard lowered his heart rate and had this to go 2 under.
Sometimes when you run after things, you get them.
Greg Norman's quest for a green jacket has turned into a marathon. After recording his worst round in 20 years at Augusta yesterday, he produced this to book his spot on the weekend.
Not really that 100% comfortable with my putting yet, and but all in all, I had to do what I had to do and shoot in the 60 somehow. And I knew +4 would be about the number to get to, and unfortunately I did.
Masters rookie Aaron Badley was also well aware of the cut-off and needed to match the Sharks' birdie at the last. His approach gave him a chance.
No.
It's very annoying to miss the cut. I really wanted to play 4 days here, and I thought my game was alright coming in, and just I was hitting the wrong spots really. That was the main thing.
Playing partner Tiger Woods was only 2 shots better than Badley at day's end, and the 19-year-old amateur took a lot away from his 2 days with the world #1, not least the friendship. Smiles were rare for Woods though, a series of missed putts leaving him 9 behind world #2 David Duval, who made his move on the back 9. Eagle at 15 and birdie at 17 saw him skip out to 5 under.
And Duval, who's been playing second fiddle to Tiger Woods since last year, nearly holes it.
He shot 30 for the last 9 holes to move from even par to 6 under. Like Duval, Phil Mickelson is looking to erase his name from the list of best players never to have won a major.
And we have a co-leader.
Incredibly, it was his famed short game which kept him from sharing the overnight lead. He has the company of some past major winners at 5 under. Vijay Singh and Ernie Els both carded 67s on day 2.
Very good pace on this putt. Very good pace on this putt. Whoa, goodness. An improbable.
So, what script has been written for the weekend? There'll be plenty of support for a 6-time Masters winner who'll begin his 3rd round at even par.
And look at this. And a great ovation for Jack Nicklaus.
Stay with us. We'll be back after the break with the bribery scandal that's rocked the cricket world. And Testarossa flops in the George Ryder at Rose Hill.
Leading the way to Leinster, Rivera and Adam. Al Mansour in front. Rivera starting to drive, but it's Al clear at 50 metres. The game won an over late, but Al Mansour won the Ryder.
Where do you begin?
I don't know.
It's a lot of things which are confusing.
I mean, what...
No, they don't understand, nor do I.
I know everything about the GSB. He who did.
You're watching Fox Sports News. South African cricketers have angrily denied the match-fixing allegations arising from last month's one-day series in India. Captain Hansi Cronje and 3 of his teammates have been charged by New Delhi police, who have released transcripts of alleged phone conversations between Cronje and a bookmaker.
Cheating, fraud and criminal conspiracy related to match fixing and betting. They are the charges that New Delhi Police Commissioner KK Paul has levelled at South African cricketers Hansi Cronje, Herschel Gibbs, Nicky Boje and Peter Stridham. The accusations follow the 5-match one-day series South Africa lost in India last month. South African cricket authorities deny such actions and have pledged their support for their embattled captain.
The allegations are outrageous. Hansi Cronje is a man of unquestionable honesty and integrity. During the course of today, I've spoken to all 4 players concerned. All deny emphatically that there's any substance with regard to those allegations.
But police in New Delhi have released transcripts of alleged telephone conversations between Cronje and Indian bookmaker Sanjay Chawla, based in London. Sanjay tells Cronje he can deposit the money in his bank account the next day. The captain then refers to other South African teammates and how many runs Gibbs will score. Sanjay then reportedly says, so everything is according to plan, they have to score at least 250. And if you score 270, it is off. The transcripts also reveal discussion of payments, the figures believed to be $25,000 for each member of the group, with a total fee of $140,000. Cronje has blasted the charges as rubbish, claiming the allegations are completely without substance. Accusations of match fixing have plagued international cricket since the early 1990s. Both Pakistan and Australia have been embroiled in the past. These allegations against Cronje and his 3 teammates come just 1 week before South Africa hosts Australia for 3 one-day internationals.
Back home, today's feature races were at Rosehill in Sydney, where Testarossa started a clear favourite in the $500,000 George Ryder Stakes.
Mansour's got the best run you've ever seen, and he sprinted through to go to the front, and Al raced away at the 300 metres mark from Adam. A length away, Referral starting to bullock into the clear. They were followed by Testarossa, Pins and then Ettergaze. Al Mansour in front, leading the way, 2 lengths to Referral and Adam. Al Mansour in front, Referral starting to drive, but it's Al. Al clear with 50 metres to go. Bonanova late, but Al Mansour won the rider.
In the Group 1 Rosehill Guineas, the even money favourite was Fairway, but when he ran off course, Jim Cassidy shot Diatribe straight to the front.
Diatribe set the lead. Freemason's down the centre with Cloth of Gold. Here comes Freemason after Crawl, and on the fence Diatribe. Diatribe in front. Freemason flying all too late. Diatribe takes the Guineas. Diatribe has won it from the stablemates Freemason and Crawl.
And finally, the Holden Racing team has won the Clipsal 500 Adelaide Street Race. Craig Lowndes overtook Ford's Glenn Seaton with 6 laps to go after Garth Tander had led for much of the race. And in the bikes, Kenny Roberts has claimed pole for the Japanese 500cc Grand Prix. Australia's Gary McCoy is 11th. That's must-see viewing tomorrow for bikes fans. And that is Fox Sports News for Saturday, the 8th of April. I'm Cameron Williams. Good night.
This has been a Fox Sports production. Fox Sports, more victory, more glory, more history-making events than ever before. Rugby Union. It's crunch time in the Amy Super 12 with the qualifying rounds, the semi-finals and the grand final exclusively live. Rugby League. The NRL season fires up on Fox Sports with live coverage of 9 quality league clashes during the month of May. Motorsport. We keep the red counter ticking with the Superbike World Championship and the World Motorcycle Championships. Exclusive.
You can rely on your local